Hi everyone, welcome back, and today I have a really impromptu video. This is I just set everything up and thought, right, I need to talk about this. So I'm going to be talking about sovereignty and working with deity and things of that nature. I'm just shuffling some cards here. This is, an incredibly impromptu video. I've just basically popped on. It is 20 to 9 at night, which is probably not late for most people, but I am not used to working this late at all. So I'm just shuffling these cards, and I'm just going to pick one out to kind of see what angle we should take in this discussion. And I just thought that might be kind of an interesting way of approaching it. So yes, here we have, don't know if you can actually see it, but we have the Ace of Swords. Don't know if you can see that, but yes, we have the Ace of Swords energy to guide us through this one. With the Ace of Swords energy, that's all about its knowledge, intelligence, communication, and I always see, my favourite card is the Queen of Swords, and I always see that as the card of sovereignty, which is very interesting with regards to this discussion. So I always think of the swords as kind of the suit of sovereignty, of taking control, of kind of being your own boss, and just not quite as gun-ho as the wands, but still strong and determined, and the warrior archetype, but not the sort of rushing in, all guns blazing, like berserker, Celtic madman type warrior. The more sort of Aragorn-esque warrior who is strong, sturdy, fights when they need to, is skilled and capable and adept, but is, level-headed, and and that ties in quite nicely with the idea of sovereignty. So today I had quite a major epiphany, and this is going to be quite personal, so I was doing a meditation where I was trying to basically saying, asking a particular goddess, not even asking a particular goddess, but just saying, if there is a goddess that wants to work with me, make yourself known type meditation. And for one, it was wrong because I was kind of rushing it. I knew that I had to start making tea in half an hour, so I was already completely off to the wrong start. And second, I think I was also rushing it because I was so desperate, and I was pursuing it from that place of desperation, and it was just kind of unhealthy, and I ended up basically on the verge of tears and kind of begging and being like, I need this mother matronly figure in my practice, and I need it to be one goddess, and I just, please, someone come and help me. And I was on the verge of having quite a big breakdown about it. But then it's just funny how these things work. I think I needed to get to that point because I've been flirting around it for a while. And then I just suddenly was like, you know what? Fuck this. No, this is not how my practice is. It's not supposed to be stressful and sad and always overthinking everything. Is this a sign? Is that a sign? I was like, no, this is just not how it's meant to be. So I stood up and I said, no, this isn't how it's going to be. I am basically the owner of my craft. It's mine. And I'm not playing the victim anymore. I'm not wallowing in self-pity, and I'm not begging for scraps. I don't want my practice to come from a place where I've been begging for scraps of approval. And I've been getting approval. It's not like I've not been getting messages. I've been getting them here, left, right and centre. I just kind of don't want to see them, or didn't want to see them, because I was always second guessing myself and thinking that I'm not good enough. So I got my little notebook, and yeah, this book, I've been writing in it, I've actually been following the crooked path in this notebook, and I just grabbed it and wrote everything down that I was kind of thinking. Sorry, I'm just reading it back. I've not read it since. I'm just going to read it out to you. I've wrote, I do not need to cower on my knees like a child begging for a mummy. I need to know my own power. I cannot let my indecisive mind make me question every sign and trick me into thinking that I'm not enough. I cannot rush, and then I put deity or myself, and entering meditations of discovery without an attitude of surrender is pointless. I worship the dark goddess, the witch mother, as Morrigan, as Hecate, as Hell. And then I wrote, I may have something special for Morgan Le Fay creatively, and then I had an idea for a novel regarding Morgan Le Fay. I need to stop relying so much on external factors for direction and look to and trust myself. And then in massive capital letters I wrote, stop asking for permission. And if nothing else, that is what I want this video to kind of convey to you. And it's very amazingly related to the Ace of Swords, and it's just to stop asking for permission. If you want to do something, do it. Be respectful. It's not saying don't ask permission from deities, don't take them into account. It's nothing like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying working with deity is not an exact science, and if deity is not conveying to you a very clear and very particular message of what they want, then that's not always down to you. I feel like this video may ruffle some feathers, I don't know. Let me know your opinions on all this in the comments. But at the end of the day, your relationship is going to be so much stronger with deity if it's coming from a place where you're not begging, you're not, you know, a whimpering, cringing mess like I was, and you just actually stand in your own power. You're going to have such a stronger connection. And if you want to work with deity, you'll do the right thing. You'll give them offerings, you'll learn about them, you'll read about them, watch videos on them, and yeah, leave loads of offerings, say thank you and be really respectful, don't overstep. But you don't need to sit and cower and beg and plead anyone for anything, and that is assuming that is why you've become a witch. I mean, that's why most people do, because they want that feeling of sovereignty. But I think because we're not taught to have sovereignty, we end up just replacing, we just kind of continue the same behaviours, the same damaging behaviours of looking to someone else, of playing the victim and feeling as though you don't have ownership and control over what has happened in your life. And some things you don't, obviously, but you know, how you react to things you do, and plenty of things you do have ownership over. I am in the situation that I'm in right now because of me, no one else because of me. You know, yes, I have to deal with disability, I have to deal with mental health issues, and they're things that I can't control to a certain extent. But there's still things I can do about them, and there's ways of navigating them and, you know, just riding the wave of those things and getting on with it. Everything that's happened in my life, you know, the way I've reacted to all that, it's all completely on me. And I think I knew that before, obviously, but it's been quite nice to just formally acknowledge, you know, everything that I've written in here. And particularly the section where I've said, I cannot rush deity or myself, and entering meditations of discovery without an attitude of surrender is pointless. Because I found myself, I rushed into the other world, and I don't think I really quite got there. I was kind of traversing, you know, I was kind of like riding the line, and there were certain things I went into that meditation wanting to happen, and you've really, really got to try your hardest to not be like that, because, and to kind of let go and forget all preconceptions and all of your personal desires. You can't try and force things, otherwise it just won't work. It doesn't work. We know it doesn't work. Like, it's You really need to have that attitude of surrender and trust as well. It comes back to being a control freak and wanting concrete answers when you're working with something that's not concrete, that's not tangible, that's such an art and not a science. You know, it's not. And yeah, I think learning to surrender, but also completely take responsibility and take sovereignty. You know, you don't have to. It's the same with tarot, actually. You know, you don't have to follow exactly what the tarot says. Sometimes it might blow up in your face. Sometimes you might have just interpreted the tarot wrong. But at the end of the day, if you don't agree with something that, you know, you feel that the cards are telling you or that Deity's telling you, you have the ultimate control over your life. And that's the message that I want to put out there. Just stop asking for permission. If you don't feel like you're good enough to work with a deity, then you won't be. If you don't feel like the deity would ever want to work with you, they probably won't. You need to trust in yourself and realise that you are worthy and that any deity would be lucky to have you. And if you think that you're getting signs, treat it as if you are and go for it. Forge a relationship, and it takes time. You can't just suddenly become best friends. It's, you know, it can happen, and people have said it's happened, but it's unlikely. You know, you need to feel like you fit, but it takes time to forge a relationship. And that was a massive ramble, and I love these kinds of videos when I've got something that I really desperately need to say and I get to just ramble. So yeah, I will see you very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Stop asking for permission. Bye.